tour. I fuck with Freddie Gibbs. You know, niggas just be backpedaling. They talk shit about it, then they say they want to be friends with him and all that shit. It just be like, my nigga, pick one. Like, if you gonna go at him, go at him. If you ain't, just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? So that's how far as I look at it with Freddie Gibbs. And who else you say? YG. YG was never signed to CTE. So.
Oh, he wasn't?
No.
Man, can you elaborate a little bit on the statement you just made about a lot of people could have been millionaires if he wouldn't have went behind their back and stole? Like, what are you referring to?
It's a lot of shit. Like, man, it's a lot of shit. Like, shit. But it's some niggas that is millionaires, but he still did them dirty, but they millionaire because they, you know, they had other shit in the plan. They was doing other things. But to like the niggas that was really starting from the bottom and was making shit happen, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of shit. Like, who can I think of? Shit. I got one example. Carbon 15. We ain't gotta talk about nobody else. You know what I'm saying? My bro, Carbon. You know what I'm saying? He was, when 8732 was going on, they had brought him in to do marketing and shit. And they was gonna get him $7,000 a month. They had a meeting with Jeezy. Jeezy tell them folks, nah, give him $2,000 a month. If I'm lying, I'm flying. If you don't believe me, y'all, if anybody know Carbon, they can call and ask him. That was just one thing. Carbon is the one who brought the Avión deal that Jeezy sold his stake out of for $25 million. Don't nobody. Carbon brought that to the table. He told Carbon he didn't want to do it. Then goes behind Carbon back and signs a deal with the fucking African that he hired from fucking Houston's restaurant, not Houston's, motherfucking Justin's, yeah. Went behind Carbon back and did the deal without Carbon. You know what I'm saying? Like, before that, the Puma deal. Carbon had a Puma deal on the table for the motherfucking for Jeezy. Jeezy didn't do the Puma deal, and he went and do a gourmet deal with some people with some new shoes that was looking like Jordans.
Oh, yeah.
But that shit flopped. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he was involved in it?
Who, Jeezy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had signed to like a little deal, but that shit didn't go nowhere. But once again, Carbon had a Puma deal on the table for him. He didn't want to do the Puma deal, called Carbon brought it. He didn't want to do the Avión, called Carbon brought it. Carbon supposed to get like 2 or 3 credits off of A&Rs on albums. He didn't give them to Carbon after the album was done. He put it in somebody else's name or did whatever he did with them. You know what I'm saying? So I only gotta speak on him. There's a lot more shit. Like the other people speak on their own self. Will Ross spoke on his own self what was going on with him.
Damn, so you talking about, so you said the Puma deal, the Avión deal, USDA.
8732 deal.
Yeah, I mean I said USDA, 8732.
USDA is 8732.
In the phone,
so,
yeah. But when you say A&R, like, did he bring some artists to Jeezy?
Man, he was the one who brought Freddie Gibbs. Carbon brought Freddie Gibbs. Carbon brought Tone Trump. Shit, Carbon brought a few niggas around. Hell yeah, producers and yeah, Carbon brought a few niggas around. Yeah.
So he played a major role.
Yeah, Carbon played a major role. Yeah.
Like I said, I used to hear him say Carbon 15. I didn't know if he was talking about like the weapon, but he was talking about the person Carbon 15. You know, you say he A&R, so you say he brought some people to the table. Yeah.
Freddie Gibbs, Tone Trump. Who else he brought to the table? Like, Carbon's the one who put that My Nigga together for YG. He the one that got the Rich Homie Crying on there. Like, Jeezy didn't even like that song at first. Until Carbon put it together with the fucking Rich Homie Crying, no cap. But yeah, Carbon did, what Carbon was making moves. Carbon was doing what he supposed to do. Networking with folks, fucking with folks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And he don't represent CTE no more.
Who, Carbon?
Yeah.
Nah, Carbon got his own shit. Rare Individual clothing line and everything. Y'all go check it out. Rare Individuals on
sure.
Instagram.
No, for sure. You mentioned like Freddie Gibbs and YG. You got any stories? I know at one point in time, Freddie Gibbs was on the team. Then it went left, and he was dissing Jeezy. Was you around for all of that?
Yeah. Me and Freddie Gibbs was on tour together. Me and Freddie Gibbs was on tour together for a while. I can't remember what tour it was. But yeah, you know, Freddie Gibbs was from Gary, I was from Indianapolis, so you know, we had that Indiana bond. Other than that, we was kicking shit on tour. I fuck with Freddie Gibbs. You know, niggas just be backpedaling, they talk shit about it, then they say they want to be friends with him and all that shit. It just be like, my nigga, pick one. Like, if you gonna go at him, go at him. If you ain't, just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how far as I look at it. With Freddie Gibbs and who else you say? YG. YG was never signed to CTE, so.
Oh, he wasn't?
No. YG was just, Jeezy was just executive producer of that album. That came out.
I got you.
You gotta understand, YG was already on. He was already smashing.
Oh, sure.
He was already that nigga on the West Coast. And he was already signed to Def Jam.
Yeah.
So they was trying to find a way to get him to the South region.
Jay Mustard and all that.
Yeah, they were trying to find a way to get him on our side of the map. And they did. Let's put him with the hottest nigga right now. And then my nigga just took off. That shit was hard. That shit was going.
What about Doughboyz Cash Out? You know, I think it was around 2013 or so. You talk about, you know, Gary, that's still the Midwest. You talk about YG, that's the West Coast. Even Tone Trump, I know that's like what, Philly, Pennsylvania. But like I got a following from Detroit. You know, I ain't been in Detroit numerous of times, interviewed multiple Detroit artists. Doughboyz Cash Out, I interviewed a few people linked to that collective. Like, I remember around that time when they made the announcement that Jeezy was pulling them on board, man, it was a big deal for Detroit. And I know Jeezy got a lot of love in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? I think I done heard him say multiple times it's like one of his second homes, you know. So you being there, you know, like, do you got any memories of that time when he brought Doughboyz Cash Out into the mix?
Yeah, I could think. I can't really remember.
Oh, for sure. He's so many different artists.
Now he's so many different artists. There's so many different times that I had been around Doughboyz Cash Out. So for me to, I could I could say when we had the big party in New York, and they came. We went to the Avión building. Had a party in the Avión room.
Mm-hmm.
I was with them. I could talk about when we was all in Miami for Memorial Day. And they shot the video in front of the mansion. They was in the Ferrari and the Bentleys and all that. I could talk about that time. Like, that was Memorial Weekend. Yeah. So it's so many times. Like, Doughboyz Cash Out, you know, Detroit, Midwest. Like,
nah, for sure. That's what I was doing.
Cool ass niggas, you know. They was, you know, they was them niggas.